Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP, and was her last submission for the competition, which she'd already won. 2 marks of excellence already on the barrel, and she's going for more. Marks of achievement on the sides of the vehicles, so you can see she actually has been using this quite frequently, and she's getting very good with it. So we're in for an exciting battle, and she's picked her spot. Now, she's not going into the cover at the back. She's actually doing something I do quite often. It's actually to pick a spot which is out in the open. Now, you can't be seen because some of the buildings are actually blocking the view from the enemy. But the other thing is, it's very difficult for the enemy Arty to work out precisely where you are, because you're not in the usual spots. You're away from them. First shot actually hit the ground just behind the enemy tank, the Barras that was spotted at the pass. She's now looking around for another target. Enemy tanks have been seen up near the lighthouse at the moment, but she's looking at some of the other options, and she found a CS-59 almost loaded. Rounds out straight away. That one got some stun and a critical hit on the CS-59. So the M53 M55, it's basically a pattern tank the other way round. Prototype came out in 1952, around the time of the Korean War. It never actually saw action in the Korean War as far as I am aware, because of course that was only the prototype 1952, not the production versions. But they actually used pattern tanks that came directly off the production line and then converted them into the M53 or the M55. The difference being the M53 has the 155mm gun, and of course is used by the US Marine Corps, and the M55 has the 8-inch howitzer, and that was used by the US Army. Now she's just found a Leopard prototype up on the heights. Still waiting for a load, and unfortunately, because of the length of time, it's more likely the target will actually move away. But look at this, we've got a Conway. Rounds out. And she does get some damage. Only 17 hit points, but it is the first damage Angelina's managed to get so far in the game. And the team are doing well because they're 3 up already. Now, it actually runs off the Continental engine, which is actually, as I say, in front of the vehicle, because it's the vehicle's the other way round. It's a 12-cylinder, 4-cycle V-type engine with 810 brake horsepower. She managed to get a shell into that Grom, who's hiding on the behind the rock on the Western Pass. We haven't got anybody in that area able to actually fight him at the moment. The enemy managed to claw back a few tanks. In fact, now they've got their Barras up, and he's now attacking our Sharpview Tier 4, who doesn't appear to be aware of what's going on behind him. Well, I think he is aware now, and I think he's in trouble. We get around into the Grom, but unfortunately we lose our teammate in the Shah, so he's gone down. And again, Angelina changes position. She's constantly moving, and all you have to do is, you don't have to move very far, you just have to move in such a way as it confuses the enemy as to where the firing position is. Now, they made the M53 and the M55 between 1952 and 1960. They had a crew of 6. And she gets some more damage. They'd open up the rear of the vehicle, so of course then it actually was open to the air, and they usually had support vehicles as well, which would carry all the shells although they could carry shells within the vehicle. Not many though, especially if the shells happen to be the 8-inch ones, because of course they were almost twice the size of the 155mm ones. Well, not really twice the size, because the difference between an 8-inch and a 155 is 203mm for the 8-inch, 155 for the smaller shell. But the difference was in the short storage space, because it's a two-part ammunition. They've got the actual projectile, and then they've got the actual powder case which goes with it. Well, that Barask is being really difficult to hit. In fact, the enemies moved quite a long way forward. We're actually 2 down on the enemy at the moment. Angelina's working as hard as she can to get shots in, and she does get a hit there on the 50 TP prototype. Now, she's backed up so much now that she's up against the rocks at the rear, and she'll probably have to change position, and she's moving sideways. Yes, now that is another thing that really works in your favor. If you move horizontally a few yards, enough yards that it will actually throw the line off. The tracer is coming from a different direction, and the enemy will have difficulty trying to work out exactly where you are. Now, the Barask has come all the way down the cliff. We're loaded. Round south. Just misses him, but he does get stunned. Now, he's up against the Striv at the moment and a Yag Tiger. Unfortunately, we lost the Striv. We went down to the Barask. We're still loading. You can see there's a Grom up there on the donut, and the thing is that when the enemy gets up there, and the Grom just went down to the Yag Tiger, when the enemy gets up to that position, it's really necessary for the Arty to seek cover amongst the bushes. That was a fire on the Conway's position, and it looks like he did lose some hit points. He's down to 22 now, and the shot that kills him comes in from the ELC up on top of the cliff. Oh, we've just been hit by the Barask, and we're not loaded at all. All we can do now is ram him. That's the best way to defend. Come back! Come back! We've got something for you. We want to run over you. We'll back you. Well done, Angelina. That was one hell of a go there. Yes, she may have taken 2 rounds, one of which was blocked. But, oh my God, it's just so funny when an Arty chases down a light or medium tank to try and attack and kill them. And it scares the pants out of them. It's now 2 up on the enemy. They turned this around completely. Even though Angelina was hit by the enemy, she's still fighting. So funny when that happens. Don't you just love it? Oh. Okay, we got a target. It's an M75. There you go. Let's line him up. That's out. Yes! That one went right up his rear. It did splash on Yag Tiger, but who cares? We got that E75, and there's only 3 enemies remaining. They're Arty, their 50 TP prototype, and their Forest Spirit. This replay is definitely worth it. Although the contest was already over because Angelina had already beat the Talon, it was definitely worth our while. Oh, she got another one! The 50 TP prototype goes down. She managed to get the shell between the columns and put him out of his misery. I think the enemy Arty is definitely in the corner. We know the Forest Spirit because he's now been located up on the sniper perch, but we think the enemy Arty must be in the corner over in K1 because he just fired at our ELC and we saw the shell impacting nearby. So yes, he really couldn't have done that very easily. Oh, unfortunately, the ELC does go down to their M53, M55. So he had another shot, and he managed to take out the light tank as well. So there's only 2 left, and Angelina's going to have a go at the Forest Spirit again. She's looking at the sniper's nest. He's probably not in the trees to the right, so he must be behind the rock for protection. So, no, he's not behind the rock. He actually came down, and he just took out our BZ166. So it's 3 versus 2 now. Angelina's going mobile. She's going Rambo. She's going to go in and take them out herself if necessary. The Jagdtiger has gone up onto the plateau where the enemy Arty should be. Yep, they're marking in the corner. They think he's in the corner. I think he's there too. And Angelina's positioning herself to get a shot. She's looking up on the cliff just in case he's there. But yep, there's the M53. Got his shotgun, but he got hit. Let's see if we can finish him off. No, we got stunned. That's going to slow down his reload and give our Jagdtiger another chance. And now we can use our last shell on the Forest Spirit, who's up there on the cliff. Angelina's now going to go in there and act as either to shotgun him or act as a distraction. Reloading, no fear. Angelina loves the game for the fun of it, and yes, she just got the kill, or rather Angelina didn't get the kill, but it is a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for Angelina75 of OLIMP in the M53 M55. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 10. And she got a Stark's medal in that one for killing at least 2 enemy tanks, receiving 2 hits from the enemy, losing potentially 2/3 of his hit points in the process, and still being alive at the end of the battle. And she fulfilled all of those criteria. She managed to get at least 2 kills. In fact, she got 3 in the game. And of course, one of the shots from the Barask actually hit the tracks. So she was lucky to survive. You saw one of the shells actually went right over the top of the engine deck as well. But she did survive the end of the battle. And the win 8 from that one, 2,916, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, Angelina didn't get the highest damage in the game because that went to a Toro on our team. 4,035 hit points, but he didn't get a high caliber because he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. Second highest damage went to that Barask, the one who hit her, who then got chased and shotgunned at a little while later. 3,250 hit points of damage went to that guy. And the third highest, well, that was the Forest Spirit with 2,999. Angelina got 2,406. She was only beaten by 4 members of the enemy team and 2 on her own team, which puts her in 7th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, though, Angelina shares the top spot because the Toro got 3, Angelina got 3, and so did the M53, M55 player on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, Toro got 1,047, well, he's not the only one actually, because the ELC got 1,015, so 2 players got over 1,000 base, but Angelina was the next highest in 3rd place with 907 base experience points. Angelina fired 15 rounds, which is a good amount of ammunition expended, and of course she made herself very difficult to counter battery, but yes, that Barask, he came looking for her, and well, she might have died during the game, but it was just so funny when she chases after a Barask to get rid of him that way. And of course, as you saw in the game, that Barask got completely nuked by that shell. And so Angelina got the satisfaction. He may have got a couple of shells into her, but she got the better of him with an HE round, which then finished him off. 6 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot, and 14 splash. Well, I think the penetrating shots, you just, as I was about to show it, it was the Barask. Yes, a round went into his rear, a 203mm 8-inch howitzer just went right up his rear, and that was the end of him. Lovely, so comical when it happens. Let's have a look at the rest. 14 splashes, 2,406 hit points, of which 1,719 were at more than 300 meters. She received 2 hits from the barrage, 1 penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash damage as well. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and she got 432 hit points as stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, Angelina made a profit of 103,455 credits from that game, a huge mission completion for Holiday Ops, 106,423, and 3,157 experience points as well out of that game. And she says, don't run, you'll only die tired. Yeah, so funny. I really do enjoy those games when Arty gets their own back against the light tanks. It really is sweet justice. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.